The second round has 3 colours, so we're going to add a new colour. So that's our white here. We've got the existing pink here, and then the green that's on our hook. So we're going to start off with the green, and we're going to do 2 stitches in the green colour. So inserting in the usual place, you can see our pink is there. Make sure it's not too tight. You can see our white tail is there that we're going to catch in. So going in, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. Now because we're only doing 2 green ones this time, we're going to change to the pink. So as we go into our stitch here, now it really doesn't matter, can you see the pink that's running through the stitch there? It really doesn't matter if it's under or over the hook at this point, just wherever your hook feels natural to put it, and that's usually over the top of the pink strand in the previous row. So we're going to yarn over and then pull that through, and then we're going to take up our pink. So in the same way that we're doing it last time, but we're going to just make sure that the other 2 strands are just behind us here. So we've picked up the pink and we're going to pull it through that stitch. Now we're only going to do 1 pink stitch, and it's next to this one, not in the same one. So this is the correct place. So we're going to pop our hook in there, yarn over and pick up the pink, and then we're going to do 1 stitch in the white. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through the white like so. Check your tension, make sure it's not too tight or too loose, and then making sure you've got those 2 enclosed again. We're going to go in like so, and we're going to grab the white, and then we're going back to pink and we're going to carry the green along. So we're going to go back to pink and we're going to pull that through there. So here you can see how we've done our 3 stitches. So we started off with the green, we swapped to the pink in the last part of that stitch, did 1 yarn over, swapped to the white, did 1 stitch, and now we're back to the pink. And again, we're going to make sure that we keep these 2 strands behind as we do our pink. Now we're actually going to do 5 pinks, 5 pink stitches, which will take us up to next to the other ear. So I'm going to do 1, making sure that you're going over both of those colours. You can see that sometimes they get a bit pulled up, and we'll check that before we change colour again. In fact, I might even do that deliberately. So we're going to go in here. So that's, we've done 1 stitch, 2 stitches, still doing a split double crochets, 3 stitches, so this is our 3rd one, yarn over, pull through with the pink, and then our 4th one, which is here, and then our 5th one. And what's going to happen with our 5th one is we're changing back to the white again. Now before we do that, we're just going to check the back and make sure that there's nothing too loose, so we can just pull it slightly just to make sure that it's not bobbling up too much. And then we're going to do our 5th pink one, and we're going to swap to white. So we're doing our 5th pink. We're just being careful what we're doing here. Sometimes you just have to pull the other threads out of the way. They do get a bit tangled, but you can always just untangle it after every couple of pattern repeats. There we go. There's no rush with this, we want to get the colour work correct. Okay, so we've got that, our 5th stitch in pink. We're going to do 1 stitch in white into the pink one here. It's got a little bit tight. That can sometimes happen when you've got single stitches, but just bear with it, keep wiggling and you'll be fine. Oh, now see there, we've got a bit of a, there we go. So we've got our white coming through, and then we're changing our white back to our pink. Right back to our pink here, and then we're going in with the pink, just one stitch for the pink. So yarn over and pull through, and then we're going back to green. So all this while we're keeping the other threads encased within the stitches. It might not look exactly like that, but as long as the threads are encased, you'll be absolutely fine. This is the advantage knitted colour, so crochet colour work has over knitted colour work, is that we can actually get our floats inside the stitches, and so you don't actually see them. So at this point I'm just making sure that's nice even kind of thing, and we're going to do 3 green stitches. So we're going in here. So if we're doing 3 green stitches, we're going to do 2 complete stitches in green, 1 and 2, and then we're going to change in the next stitch here to pink. So we're going to change here to pink, like so. We're going to do our pink one, and just pulling those back, making sure they're enclosed. Those 2 are enclosed. Pink comes through, and then we're going to go to white, although I'm coming to the end of my round. You'll repeat this several times depending on your size. So there, and then we're going to go to white, and then we're going to go back to pink. So you can see that every time we have to change, then we're going to have to change our, just check our tension, just make sure nothing's too loose, but also you mustn't be too tight, because otherwise you'll have problems getting into your stitch. So this particular round for me is going to end halfway through the pattern, and I'm going to show you something in a moment. So we've got another couple of stitches to be done in pink. So this time I'm going to have pink. You will still have your yoke colour at the end of your cats. You will have a yoke colour going through. And so this is going to be our last pink one here. I'm going to make a chain. But what I wanted to show you is this. So it does get a bit muddly, a bit twisty, but it's quite easy just to untwist until it's straightened out again. Extra crochet hook. So we're just going to untwist it until it's all straight again, and then we start again wherever we like. And here you can see how the cats are coming out from the fabric here, and you can see that on the back you can see how we try and keep it as neat as possible on the back as well as on the front. So this is the Catdigan in size, can't remember. And just so that you can see this in action, here you can see how the cats start developing. So the first row is the one that is, the first and second rows I would say are the trickiest ones, because that's where you're setting up how you see your cats. But once you've got past those, we've actually got the start of the cat there. We're soon we've got how many rows? 1, 2, 3. So I've got 2 more rows with the pink, and then we'll just be down to the blue and the grey, which will make it again a lot easier to manage. This is the other thing on the other side. You can see that we're trying to keep it as neat as possible, but also trying to keep it fairly loose and relaxed in our stitches. This is why we're using a 5mm hook on a 4-ply instead of a smaller hook. You can see here I haven't quite pulled it correctly, so I've got a little bump here, but that will work out as we go along. So sometimes you might forget, but that's not the end of the world. You might forget to just pull the tension out a bit, but again, you don't want it too tight, because you don't want these stitches where you've got, in this last row we've done quite a bit of grey and then sort of blue, pink, blue, and you don't really want to have that too tight. You want to try and keep that as loose as the grey stitches are. So you can see they're actually quite large stitches relative to the thickness of the yarn.